If we're talking about saving surprises in difficult times, when injuries can leave a team without value at critical moments, Eric Paschall's name must come first. A rookie who arrived to help the Warriors team emerge at last. If you want to know how and what the franchise is doing to help him and that everyone benefits, stay with us until the end of this video. We have a few extra facts to give you. And don't forget to subscribe, it's the best way to get all our material right in front of your screen. No one can deny that Eric Paschall is a pleasant surprise to the Warriors. The rookie is achieving impressive numbers and is already instrumental in the development of the team. With Steph Curry and Klay Thompson out with long-term injuries, the Bay Area franchise had focused all its efforts on developing the youngsters and fighting for lottery pick options. Their task had become even more difficult with the injuries of Draymond Green. On top of that, Kevin Looney was off the court with a neuropathy, a health problem we know quite well, as it has affected well-known players like Kawhi Leonard in other cases. All this left them with a team made up mainly of youngsters who are still learning how to play in this league. In these situations, often the best you can hope for is what happened against Charlotte Hornets last year, where Warriors with a very short rotation stood firm, but in the end they were unable to close the win at the Chase Center. Ultimately, what you want in a team in the condition that the Warriors are in is to know which players you can trust on either side of the court, who is able to read a move of the opponent, who can bring you that extra energy in the most important moments. After the loss to the Hornets, many fans lost what little hope there was of doing anything significant this season, wondering when the next Warriors win might come with this early team. So it was that the young Warriors were led by a monstrous Eric Paschall, who left an almost unprecedented dominance on the field for a rookie. The player selected with the 41 pick of the 2019 draft got a total record of 36 points and 13 rebounds with 11 out of 19 in shooting and 4 out of 6 from long range. These numbers came in after an impressive 25-point turnaround against the Hornets in the previous game, and another 20-point clash against Phoenix that was overshadowed by the news of Curry's serious injury. Paschall is now the first Warriors rookie since Curry himself to score 2 consecutive 25-point games, and has already managed to become the rookie with the most points scored in a single game so far this season, surpassing Ja Morant's 30 points in the Memphis Grizzlies' loss to Brooklyn Nets in extra time. In addition, he has also become the first rookie since Chris Webber to get a game of 30 or more points and 10 or more rebounds. One of the most interesting factors for rookie Paschall is how and when he gets those points, that he has received so well within the Warriors. What was most surprising was his ability to score triples even with defenders in front of him, but his game is all about energy, versatility, and strength. He can easily score from mid-range, behind the arc, or inside the paint. He is gaining position with his body in the zone to experienced players, and he does something that is very rare for a rookie. He takes shooting fouls and scores his free throws. Not to mention the effort he makes on the other side capturing rebounds and avoiding shots with his intimidation. Paschall had shown in his first few games that he was not a player who would shrink under the spotlight. In 2019, at the post-match press conference against the Blazers, he left a phrase that well explains his mentality in games like these, despite being a player with no experience in the competition.
I feel like I've been underrated my whole life, and just this opportunity is amazing. There's not a lot of times where a rookie gets to play 40 minutes against the Trailblazers, Dame and CJ. So to see that and give it that opportunity, you just got to try to make the best of it.
No one expects a rookie to have the impact he is having on the court, but these words have served to hit the table and declare himself different from the rest. You have to feel like the best player on the court. This is a dog's world where you have to eat other dogs. In the NBA, if you're not aggressive, you'll be eaten alive. There are some killers who don't care if it's your first year or not. You know what Paschall's best reflection is? Look it up in Draymond Green. To be a player picked so late in the draft, you have to have a considerable mental strength to keep performing at a high level despite the criticism. And as expected, being a second-round player who has spent the last 4 years at the university engaged in a historically winning project, and also his position as an undersized inside player, Paschall has to be compared almost forcefully to a teammate who entered the league with very similar characteristics, Draymond Green. Steve Kerr himself made the first comparison after the victory over the Portland Trail Blazers. We really liked Eric for his strength and power in all facets of the game. They said he wasn't big enough, but nowadays guys that size in the 4 position are usually very strong and have that kind of wingspan. We've seen him here for the last 7 or 8 years with Draymond Green. We felt that Eric was going to have an opportunity to have a similar impact as a second-round team, someone that you could put directly on the court and have an impact on the team's game, particularly after playing 4 years of college basketball in a big program and winning a national championship. However, this comparison for Paschall and Green still does not seem fair to both players. Eric is an above-average defender and possesses some of the Warriors' prized versatility, but he does not have the defensive mentality or skills that Green does. It's really hard to get close to the level Draymond has, or at least have the potential to get there someday. Few in the history of the NBA bring to bear what Green does defensively. Paschall is more of a scorer, and his path in the league could be more of a Paul Millsap or Larry Johnson-style player who brought so much joy to Charlotte with his offensive skills. First comparisons for rookies are always risky. On the one hand, Paschall has arrived at the league ready to play and be important. At 23 last night, he's in the same age range as other teammates like Looney and Russell. So, although he's only played 7 games in the NBA and is sure to develop further, he doesn't have the advantage of a younger rookie. The odds are against him becoming that kind of all-star player, even though Millsap was 47th in the 2006 draft. However, the Warriors are happy with what Paschall has shown so far. At the very least, he looks like a player who can come off the bench when the starters recover and need a break to provide physicality, power, and an offensive skill different from what they've had in the paint over the past 2 years. Along with his impressive versatility, he is a piece of work that can contribute right away to a team that right now needs assets to be able to compete. And that's why they won't have to worry about the danger of losing Paschall soon either. Partly because of the restrictions imposed by the short salary space, they used part of their mid-level exception to sign a minimum 3-year contract instead of the usual 2-year contract for second-round rookies. This is a move they made with Green at the time as well. Besides the obvious benefit of an additional 3rd year at a low cost, it also means that they have all their bird rights when you become a free agent, which means that they are not restricted in what they can offer you. Eric Paschall is a good long-term piece of work for the Warriors. For now, they can enjoy the numbers Paschall gets on the track while he leads his young teammates to dream results. And what else do you think his coach thinks of him after his performance? Honestly, it's like coaching Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, and that's probably my very biggest compliment to him. He's been raised and trained very well throughout his career. We're very lucky to have him with us, explained Kerr. Paschall is being a standout in a very difficult time for the Warriors, who have one of the worst records in the NBA. It's great to know we have such a mature kid. You can look him in the eye and be very honest with him, and he's going to look at you and always nod his head and say, yes, and he's gonna get right to work. And it's all a very natural progression. No anxiety, just a matter of doing it, he pointed out. And that approval, both from the coach and his teammates, is noted and appreciated in the player who does not fail to recognize it. They do a great job of finding me and allowing me to make plays, Paschall said after his performance against Portland. Coach Kerr does the same thing. He lets me go and make plays and calls me to make plays. I try to take advantage of it. I try to make the right play. Paschall is averaging 14 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 2 assists in his debut campaign with 50% from the field and 77% from the free throw. So be prepared to hear a lot more from him in the years to come. We hope you enjoyed the video. We post Monday through Friday, so make sure to hit the bell icon to be notified, and don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe down below.